just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning or afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there and enjoying yourself. All right. This one is a quick one, y'all. This one is a quick show. Why? Because I know this is kind of old news now. All right. I know a lot of y'all have been talking about this already since like past midnight last night. But yeah, your boy was asleep and wasn't able to jump on a live. I mean, of course, I saw the news, but I wasn't able to do a live last night at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Some of y'all did some streams till 2 o'clock in the damn morning. I'm sorry. That was just a little late, little late or a little early for my ass. But I had to jump on here to do this impromptu thing. Real quick, I wanted to say to A-Lady747, thank you so much for becoming a member of the show. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Every little bit helps this channel keep growing and keep expanding. Okay? And shout out to all my mods. I want to say that really quick before we hop on to more stuff, okay, into our conversations today. I wanted to say a big, huge shout out to all of the mods. You guys are all incredible. And real talk, without you guys, this show would not be pumping and moving and shucking and jiving the way it has been as of the past few months. All right. So all of you, even the ones that have been with the show since day one, those day ones, shout outs to those day ones out there. I really do appreciate every single last one of y'all mods. Real talk. You guys do some seriously heavy lifting as of recently. Okay. I know the volume in this show has been growing and it's going to continue growing. All right. So I appreciate the love and support. All right, guys, keep modding the way you've been doing. You guys are amazing. Okay. But anyway, we got to get into some of these stories. I want to get this thing. I got to fix something on my end really, really quick. And then we're going to get into this stuff because there's a lot of questions. There's a whole lot of questions going on. And there's a whole lot of ridiculousness too, which we are going to be talking about here in a second. Because to me, it doesn't make any bloody sense. In my personal opinion, this doesn't make any bloody sense. That's it. Okay, so let me knock this music down a little bit and get straight into it. Here it is. Gabby Petito's ex-fiancé / boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, is now missing. Yeah. The mother lover is missing. I know, like I said, y'all had you already had the news break last night, really, really late last night, right? But when I found out about this information, I was just kind of like, what the hell is this all about? Right? Now, I know some other places have, some other commentators, channels, some other YouTubers have already done or covered some of this as well. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, my fam didn't get a chance to see this. We need to see this with our own two eyes. Real talk. We should, because that's the right thing to do. Because I love y'alls. All right. Y'all mean a lot to me. And I want to make sure you guys get a chance to see what the hell is really going on. All right. Let me tell you something, though. They say he's missing. He ain't missing, y'all. This mother lover on the run. That's all it is. That is all that it is. So as much as they sit there and go, he's missing now. No, this dude has been on the run. The parents are involved, and that is it. Period, boo. Period. Okay? That's it. That's it. I don't understand why everybody's so, like, surprised. Real talk. He on the run. He ain't missing, baby. Okay? That's it. Oh wow. Chuck Diesel, thank you so much for joining the members, the YouTube membership. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Yo, y'all coming in. I really do appreciate that. Like I said, any little bit of support really helps this channel so much. So again, thank you so much. And for those of y'all who are, literally trying to think of showing any interest in supporting this channel, there's a little join button down below. Please go click on it. You know what I'm saying? It's only $4.99 a month. That ain't nothing. That's less than Netflix, y'all. And it helps this channel. All right. So I could keep giving you your stories, your controversies, and your conversations for the day or the week or for the month. God knows. Whatever. Okay. So any little bit really does help. Okay. Of course, we do have a Patreon as well. Let me get that out of the way. Of course, shameless plug. We got to keep this motor running, got to keep these lights on. Okay. So please do me that favor. If you can go over to patreon.com/the Pascal Show, that would be greatly appreciated as well. I do appreciate the support, really. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't planning on doing a show today. I'm supposed to be going off to a family event here very, very shortly. So, of course, I got to get into the nitty gritty of all this. Okay. So do me one more thing. Hit that like button down below if you haven't done that yet. That would really, really mean a lot. I know you guys are starting to funnel in. All right. And of course, for those of y'all who are still new to this channel, watching this show for the very, very first time, please go crush that subscribe button. That would really be appreciated. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, we got to jump into this story. All right. We got to get into your stories for the day. Okay, guys. Now, obviously, we already know the story about Gabby Petito. Okay. But a quick overview of this whole situation. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie have been in a relationship for quite some time. They get a van. They modify this van so that they can go cross country. Now, this van is registered under Gabby Petito's name. All right, not in Brian Laundrie's name. I think that's an element that you have to remember. Okay, keep that in the back of your mind. All right, so they go on this cross country trip. They apparently have been doing this for about 4 or 5 months, and suddenly, out of nowhere, around in September, early September, Brian Laundrie pulls up in that van back home without Gabby Petito. All right. Now, of course, the family's sitting there going, what the heck is going on? Where is she? Why is she gone? Brian Laundrie is not willing to cooperate, isn't willing to help in the investigation. He's basically pleading the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. He's pleading the 5th throughout this entire thing. He's remaining silent. Gabby Petito's family has been looking for her for this entire time, wondering, of course, where the hell their daughter is. Of course, Brian Laundrie and the Laundrie family have not spoken at all. So then, of course, we had a conversation about this when I broke this story, or, when I broke this story on this show. Obviously, other people had broke this story as well. Days before I broke this story. So shout out to the other YouTubers and those commentators that have broke this story as well. But when I broke it on this channel, on my show, people were sitting there going, hey, I wonder why people aren't going in the front lawn, at the Laundrie's front lawn, yelling, protesting, harassing Brian to come out and speak. Well, funny thing is it was funny how we said it, and then it just basically happened. Next thing you know, you got family members, people, an angry mob outside of the Laundrie family's house. All right. Now, finally, last night, the FBI went into the house, and we're going to take a look at this. So we can see this with our two eyes. And I understand some of y'all have already seen this. You're like, I've been there, done that. I seen this ish. I get it. But some of us who are watching right now haven't. So let's take a look at this, shall we? And then we're going to talk about it. I am going to do a video call in. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to hear your guys' theories on all this. Okay. I just saw Lady Justice. Shout out to Lady J. She just said he could be on the run or worse. I don't know. How could him be dead? I don't think anything worse. I think he's just on the run. I think he ran off. All right. Were his parents involved or not? It could be a thing of they just went into his bedroom, opened up his bedroom door, and the bedroom windows open. You know what I mean? Curtains billowing in the wind, as he's just gone. All right. And they had nothing to do with it. But we're going to discuss all that here very, very shortly. All right. So this is a stream that the WFLA news channel did. Shout out to them. So I'm going to kind of scrub through a lot of this because I'm just going to show you bullets, little bullet points that I thought were very interesting. And then, of course, the end result. All right. The FBI do end up, or the police do end up going into the Laundrie family's house. And they end up coming out pretty much empty-handed, meaning they don't come out with Brian Laundrie. So let's go into it.
Word here. So we don't know if this is for the Laundrie family's safety or if this is
all the elements you need for your next big break.
Gotta love that stuff.
Specifically to new developments in the case of Gabby Petito, the 22-year-old Florida woman missing now for several weeks, last seen in Wyoming in the area of Grand Teton National Park, a cross-country road trip with her and her fiance. That was when she was last seen on that cross-country road trip. Of course, the big mystery, the source of this mystery, is Brian Laundrie returning back home to Northport, Florida, without his fiance, but with her van, the van that they use for the cross-country road trip. So you can see here, a crowd has gathered. Interestingly enough, the timing of this crowd gathering here and the timing of law enforcement officers entering this home is curious in this way. Not too far away from this location, as we understand it, a prayer vigil is about to get underway.
Wow.
A prayer vigil. Other community members have gathered in Northport, Florida to come together to share hope, to hopefully spread messages in the hope that Gabby is found alive, whether that's in Wyoming, whether that's in Utah, or somewhere between there and Florida, just anywhere that Gabby is returned home safely. So a lot happening here tonight. We hope to have a feed of the prayer vigil at some point here, monitoring a lot of different feeds here from WFLA in Tampa. But this here on the right side of your screen is a live picture outside of Brian Laundrie's home here, where, again, News Nation correspondent Brian Enton on Twitter reported a short time ago that law enforcement officers were seen entering this home. The reasons for entering are unclear at this time. What emerges out of this house here is going to be telling here, whether or not that's law enforcement officers on their own, whether it's law enforcement officers with somebody else, perhaps Brian Laundrie. We really don't know. There's a lot that we don't know with this latest development here. But of course, we're going to stay here with you live as long as we can and hope to bring you some shots of the prayer vigil here momentarily. Again, a prayer vigil that was scheduled for 7 o'clock Eastern here. So we're now 4 minutes past the hour here. As soon as we have a feed to bring you from elsewhere in Northport showing that prayer vigil that has been organized, we'll of course pass that along to you.
Now, what's really crazy to me is how quickly people have, I mean, this is not quick. This has been a while, right? It's taken a minute for people to catch this story. Of course, YouTube channels like myself and others have kind of talked about this, brought this story to light. And I feel like this is starting to become a thing. Obviously, it has turned into a thing where people who are nearby are hearing this story. Next thing you know, boom, right? Because at first, this story was only being told on the internet. Then suddenly, news outlets outside of the WFLA finally stepped up and started talking about this story as well. Just basically saying, this is a strange, bizarre, true crime story of a girl, a young woman, suddenly just disappearing out of nowhere, right? And so it's interesting when you got people who are willing to take time out of their day to get justice, to seek justice on something that I feel that is going to turn out to be a tragic story. This is going to end tragically. I feel it in my bones. It already has ended tragically. Gabby Petito, in my personal opinion, is not here anymore. She has crossed over. She is no longer on this planet. But I do have some theories, which I am going to be stretching those. I'm going to explain here in a second. But let's check out some more of this stuff.
Back here with updates. began July 2nd, continued into the month of August until her disappearance in late August, culminating with where we are right now. Now, let's kind of just
some officers coming out.
listen in.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, that prayer vigil happening less than actually.
Look at all that paparazzi. Look at all those. Look at all of that. Look at all of the news outlets and just random civilians. And man, look at that. That's insane, y'all.
A mile from where we're standing right now. The Northport Police Department as well as City Hall, it's less than a mile from the Laundrie family's home. Of course, as soon as we got word that Northport Police were entering the home, I think a lot of people, probably including people from that vigil, came right over here to see what's going on. There was plans for a 5 o'clock protest here outside the home. The organizers of that protest told me earlier today that police reached out to them asking them to not have the protest here. Obviously, the street's already blocked off. There are no sidewalks here. So that's why they went ahead and decided to move and cancel the protest and turn it into that prayer vigil happening at 7 o'clock tonight. But as far as I'm aware right now, that is still happening. And again, less than a mile from where we are right now, where police are in the house with Brian Laundrie at his parents' request. Again, police not speaking with Brian at this point in time.
Allison Henning reporting for us, everybody outside of the Brian Laundrie household here. Let's what we do here, folks. This could be, we don't know how long this is going to be. We do know that multiple officers are inside of the home. We don't know if that's for safety concerns from the Laundrie family or if it's directly connected to the Gabby Petito investigation.
JB, the doors are opening right now. We've got some officers coming out.
Listening.
I should mention that this is a family vehicle that we see the officers going into right now. This car has been parked in the driveway for the past 2 days. You can see they are opening the trunk of this vehicle right now. One of the investigators up front, one of the investigators in the trunk looking through this vehicle. I should also mention that maybe 10 minutes ago, one of the officers did go into the home with a couple of brown paper bags, which, being at different scenes in the past, oftentimes to carry evidence. So,
well, this is a significant development here, Allison. If this is in fact a family, can you confirm that this is a Laundrie family vehicle that they're currently examining?
Well, JB, I've been out here for the past several days, and this vehicle has been in the driveway. It has not moved in the past couple of days. Between this silver vehicle here and the maroon pickup truck, those are the two vehicles that I have seen in the driveway here for the past couple of days. This one in particular has not moved for the past 2 days.
Family, and they went through that vehicle, the silver Ford Mustang convertible here, as we're switching feeds here again.
Why do they call?
Oh boy, commercials. All right,
that is a curious development here. And what were they going through that car for? And was that related to the Gabby Petito disappearance, or was that related to the safety concern that we have talked about here on stream? We really don't know. We don't know, but that was an interesting development that occurred here again about 15 minutes ago. It is clearly getting quite dark here. So dark that I thought that we went in black on our other camera feed. I'm going to hit this one here on the touchscreen, and it was just the lawn here. So this camera feed here pointing at the lawn, you can see there in the top left-hand portion of the screen. That's the house there in the top left-hand portion of your screen. But have you been on TikTok? Have you been on Reddit? It's a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories and unsubstantiated claims. And a lot of them, and I know that there are a lot of folks here that are #AJB trying to get my attention, so I would animate the comment on screen to throw up a conspiracy theory of some kind, a claim of some kind. And we're just not going to do it because, again, we're trying to stay rooted in reality here. We have a responsibility to our viewers to stay rooted in reality. And while there might be some online sleuths who have found something very, very interesting, again, we are going to be relying on law enforcement agencies and, of course, all of the credible outlets that we of course rely on in massive news stories or from stories small to big. That's how it works. So let's go back here live, show you again. This is the most that we can see here. I'll look for some more #HJB comments here, but again, as a reminder, we're not going to be
Here we go.
sharing any conspiracy theories. All right, someone's coming out of the house. Let's listen in.
Your handcuffs.
Okay, so real quick, guys, I just want to point something out. We already know right now, obviously, if you're reading the title, all right, you know for a fact that the end result right now is that they don't find him in here. He's not in the house. So they've been inside this house for a good while now, right? For a good hour or so. And they haven't said anything about the whereabouts of Brian, if they have found him or anything. Obviously, they haven't taken him into custody. We don't see him do the whole walk in handcuffs with his head down low kind of thing. We don't see anything. But for some odd reason, they're just, I get that they're trying to get evidence and they're trying to find other things. But if he's on the run, if he's suddenly, quote unquote, missing, why wasn't the parents at least getting arrested? Why weren't at least the father or the mother being put in handcuffs or brought in for questioning? Not even in handcuffs, but just brought in for questioning. Why isn't that not happening? Now, the other thing is, and that's true too, Lady Justice, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. They said that he's been gone since Tuesday, y'all. Tuesday. I'm sorry, let me check the watch. Okay, today's Saturday. This happened yesterday. Last night this happened. Friday night. And he's been gone since Tuesday. And the parents, the Laundrie family didn't find it in their hearts to go and tell the local authority that he had been gone since Tuesday. As soon as he left the house, as soon as he said he was going off to get a pack of cigarettes, you feel me? And he never came back from getting those packs of cigarettes from the CVS down the street. Don't you think you would go and tell the po-po a little something? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. He's been gone since Tuesday. How are you telling everybody this now when this happened 3-4 days ago when him gone? Like, it doesn't make sense. So to me, when we see this video, the thing that we should be seeing coming out of this house is family members getting brought in for questioning, period. But we're not seeing that. We're not seeing that at all. We're now just seeing cops roam around. Of course, they're getting their evidence and all that stuff. I get that piece, but I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. I'm going to continue this, but I got a $5 super chat. I'm sorry I can't pull up the $5 super chat on the screen right now. But thank you, Dory, for the $5 super chat. Apologies for the cops treating both kids like they were at a hotel concierge desk. Yep. And not being questioned by the law. I mean, that's absolutely right. I mean, let's be real. This has been very lackadaisical. This whole approach has been very, very lackadaisical. It doesn't make sense to me. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying that because it don't make sense to me. And I wish it did, so I could find something that would make logic out of this whole situation. But none of it right now makes any sense. But let's continue. I'm going to move up a little bit.
Live on WFLA Now. Here's Nico Clements.
And the parents of Brian Laundrie, they wanted to speak with officers, so that's why they're here. They're not speaking with Brian. They're speaking with Brian's parents. But you can hear in the background, dozens of people here in the Northport community have made their way to the Laundrie household. They're demanding Brian Laundrie to come out, speak, tell officers what he knows about Gabby's location. We know Brian Laundrie got back to Northport on the 1st. Gabby's mother filed that missing persons report all the way from New York on the 11th. So tomorrow will make a week since Gabby's mother made that missing persons report. But again, we're still waiting to get more information from police. They did tweet a while ago. They're here because the parents wanted to speak with them. That's all we know right now. We did learn today that officers do not have Gabby's cell phone. That's what a spokesman with the Northport Police Department told us earlier today. Does not have Gabby's cell phone. So that, on top of Brian not speaking with law enforcement officers, it's making it very difficult for officers to find Gabby. We know they were last out west in the Wyoming area, Yellowstone National Park, Grand Teton. They've posted on their social media pages this week pictures of Gabby. But back here at the home again, officers have spent the last hour and a half inside. They're carrying in and out or inside brown bags. They've carried several brown bags inside the home. So we're not sure what they're looking for, what they're searching for, if they're going to collect anything. But again, they're here speaking with the parents. We know the parents are inside. We know people have been at the home the last several days, waiting to see if anyone would come out. We now know people are inside the home. They're not speaking with Brian. Again, they're speaking with the parents. So, of course, we're staying on top of this story. We are going to stay here all night. Allison Henning is here as well, our Sarasota County Bureau reporter. And so, of course, we'll bring you the latest once we get that information. Josh and Jen, back to you all.
Okay, so they said the parents. So the Petito family and the Laundrie family are inside that building, inside that house right now. They're inside that house, apparently talking to each other. Then he says, oh, they're not talking to Brian. Why? Why, you ask? Because he ain't here. He ain't there. So, of course, he's not going to talk. But, of course, we don't know this stuff. We're just sitting here going, oh, maybe he's going to come out. Maybe they're going to let him out. And he's going to come out in shackles, in handcuffs. And what's happening right now? Are they trying to get their story straight? What's going on here, y'all? Like I said, this whole thing just does not logically make sense to me. Why is he able to take off, do what he needed to do? You know. He's out on a lamb, y'all. Like straight up, he's out on a lamb. I know that's a little old school phrase, but he out on a lamb, y'all. Bruh. And the family is covering it up. The Laundrie family is covering it up. I can only imagine what the Petito family feels, right? They must be pissed, as far as I know. I'm surprised they're not having a full-on brawl inside that house right now. If the Petito family is in there with the Laundrie family, I'm serious. I'd be throwing fists, y'all. I'd be throwing fists. My dogs concur too. You know what I'm saying? I'd be throwing fists. He just said, don't hurt him. Don't hurt him, Pascal. I'm just saying. People would be coming out in body bags if I found out that the kid left. Seriously, my own flesh and blood? I got time today. Come on now. Let's keep going.
Brian, come on out with your coward parents and your coward self, because we're not going anywhere.
Coward parents and coward self.
I want to bring up a great.
Here we go.
Parents before arresting Brian would be.
There's something here. I'm pulling it up right now.
I would need some legal expert here to charge.
To that, but I'm here for you guys just to try to keep this calm and peaceful. All right, my officers we're here with you guys.
We're being peaceful. We just want answers.
Thank you with the bullhorn. Thank you. So please, I ask you, please keep it down.
Is Brian dirty laundry in the house or not?
I thought we were good.
Come on, guys. I want you to calm down. You know, we're not going to calm down. We want answers. Thank you so much. That's basically what he was thinking in his head. Like, just fine on the front. Then I thought we were friends. Come on, guys. I thought we were good. I thought we were Gucci. I thought we were on the same page. No, you got an angry mob of people outside, you know what I'm saying, that are trying to find out what the hell is going on. I get it. He gotta, calm down he's got to lower the level of chaos outside. He doesn't want to create any disturbance of the peace with an angry mob. Somebody needs to buy this man a cold beer. That's all it is.
Okay, we can talk over there.
I can't scream, so I'm asking a personal question.
So I ask you, please, again, on behalf of Chief Garrison, please respect the peace, okay? You guys can be here, but please respect that.
There's no peace until Gabby's found.
Are they showing her respect?
They just said, hey, I don't care. We got time today. Some of these people are like, man, I got laid off 6 months ago. I got time. I'll sit out here until we get the answers that we need. Let's go. You feel me? Wow.
Where's Gabby's respect? Where's her family's respect?
That brings us to our next comment here. And Kista Gifford, hashtag AJB. Am I the only one that thinks calling names and disrupting the family isn't okay? And to Kista's comment here, I've had a lot of comments our way. People that believe that while finding Gabby and knowing Gabby's whereabouts is the number one priority right now, that there's a right way to go about things. There's a wrong way to go about things. But at this point, I don't think anything is going to hush this crowd.
Let me say this. That is a good point. Like, I do get it to a certain extent. Yes, there are certain things that are not great, right? Sometimes the exact amount of people come in and I feel like there's a time and place for everything. And when it comes to people going like an angry mob being outside on the front lawn of somebody's house, yes, it's not great because, imagine you being on the other side of it, right? Imagine being on the other side of that, the receiving end of that. It's terrifying. It's nerve-wracking. Lots of sleepless nights type of thing. That's the whole purpose, right? To make your life a living hell, right? But when it comes to this, I think that it is necessary. I don't think it makes them go out of their way to tell the story or say what they need to say sooner, but it also makes them know that they're not going to get away with this crap, or that, like, hey, we watching you, right? We see what you're doing. You're not going to get away with this. You're not just going to go hide and get away with this, especially when this is a story that becomes, when it's a story that hits nationally and it hits the heartstrings of the entire country, like this one right now. Obviously, we're talking about it right now. Other commentators have covered it. News outlets have covered this as well, like the WFLA are talking about this as well. So obviously, this is grabbing at people. And I feel like a lot of these people that are out here in these streets right now doing this are imagining, if this was my child, what would I do? If this was my child that was missing, what would I do? I commend these people for coming out. Yes, I feel like it does get a little sometimes mobs get overzealous. Absolutely. They get overzealous like a mug. But I do appreciate that it inspires or it moves people enough to get off of their asses and do something, to try to seek justice, to bring justice to something, especially when the evidence shows that this person could possibly be guilty. Now, when it's somebody who is wrongfully accused, that is terrible and terrifying. But when you have somebody like Brian Laundrie's situation, where he's like, I'm not saying anything, I'm going to stay in my home and stay quiet and hide behind my lawyers and my family, when you're the only person that can tell the truth of where Gabby Petito is or where you last saw her. Yeah. I can see an angry mom being outside your house and harassing you until you speak. So I just feel like this, there are certain things. And yes, I see Negus Dawu said that's his legal right. Absolutely. It is his legal right. I'm not going to sit here and say that he can hide behind the law. Absolutely. But if you got the story out there and it's making national news, it's hitting everybody. Everyone's hearing this story. You can't blame the people for mobbing up, for getting together, by assembling and protesting and chanting, hey, we want to hear the truth outside your damn window. You can hide behind law and legalities all day long. Absolutely. Sure. But when the story shows that you are the only person that was with her for 4 or 5 months on a consistent basis, you are the fiance, now ex-fiance / boyfriend of this woman. You are driving her car because it's registered in her name. You come back home without her in the car, and you say, I'm not saying anything. I'm going to hide behind legalities because it's the law. Yeah, you're going to get it. You most definitely going to get an angry mob outside your door. Sorry. That's the bed you made. You better lie in that ish.
Where is Gabby? Where is Gabby?
Next step is we're blocking the roadway. Get him outside.
It could get a lot worse from here.
Let's here in Sarasota County,
move up a little bit
in the Tampa Bay area here on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday. When was the last time that we saw Brian Laundrie? And this is going to be now the major question as investigators try not to just track down Brian, but try to track down Gabby as well.
I moved up a little bit too.
In their pocket when it was passed out of the vehicle. And again, I told you I didn't see a phone get removed. And let's get to the comments that came in after that. Amber Bumgard.
Here we go.
Where is Gabby? Say something. Everybody here is waiting. This is your community. This is your community.
Norfolk police, say something. Say something. Say something. Police, say something.
And yes, please hit that like button. Hey, Lady 747, thank you so much for saying that. Hit that like button. I see a bunch of y'all in here. Please send that thing all the way past 100 likes. That would really, really mean a lot. It's Saturday. I normally I'm not on a Saturday, so if you do appreciate seeing this video and watching this with me live, please most definitely crush that like button down below. Send it to 100, please. And also, don't forget, please hit that subscribe button, okay? And if you feel like you want to support this little old channel that could, please crush that join button and become a family member, all right? It'd be great to have you a part of it, okay? Anyway, let's continue, y'all. Now, I need to scrub back a little bit because I'm a little confused.
Are powered down right now to conserve battery for that moment when something does in fact happen. So it's dark right now.
And I appreciate you. I appreciate all y'all. Okay. Thank you so much, The Pioneer. You're the bomb, bruh. Thank you.
If something lights up, you know something's happening here because news crews spotted something. They're powering up.
Here we go.
Look at that. I swear I didn't plan it. Let's listen in.
What do you got to say? They don't have them.
You gotta move from the back of the van.
They don't have them. They came out empty-handed. Sans Brian.
What do you have to say?
Where is Gabby?
I'm just going to scrub through a little bit more, guys, because, of course, they're all still trying to figure this issue out.
A bit of a break for equipment. News camera equipment does need rest, just like anyone does. So they're powering down here for just a moment. We'll get back to our live coverage here and decipher exactly what just happened.
Isn't it funny how I started to interrupt it real quick, but isn't it funny how you see, fresh-faced people, they're so lovely and everything, just like this photo that I just paused on, or this little
overlay that they made of them, to add to the story, to the dramatics of the story. It's just very interesting how you look at two people and they may look like they're in just bliss, just so in love, only to find out that there's a deep-seated level of violence that was going on between them, that this relationship became extremely toxic as time went on, as they were on the road. That's why they were not fianced. Okay. That's why they weren't engaged, because in my personal opinion, they had this violence that was going on. There was so much toxicity that was going on within this relationship. It's so sad, right? And now we're seeing this with our own two eyes. There's other reports, there's other stories out here about how there was more violence that was going on, even on his side, violence coming from him as well. And like I said, you see two people and you're going, oh, so in love, and then only to find out that it's just one big old fat ass lie. It's really, really sad. I'm going to continue this, but real quick, Sweet Indigo 45, thank you so much for the $1.50 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, let's continue here.
Outside of the Laundrie home, but we can say with certainty, of course, that officers left the home. Allison Henning has just called in here, and let's see if we can bring in Allison in any way here. Hopefully, Allison, shoot me a text. I want to hear from you. Shoot me a text here on my phone, because what I'm trying to do here is finding out if you're going to be joining us via the live cam.
Real quick, again, I said this before. There was or we talked about it in yesterday's live. There was a quote unquote text that came from her cell phone that said no service in Yosemite. Period. Now, in my personal opinion, when I get a text message, I mean, when I get text messages from any female, I don't get a one sentence line like that. Usually there's a little bit more explanation. We'll talk to you later. Like, this is a text message that her mom received. And even her mom was like, it was very curt. It was very short. That's a strange text message that I got. No service in Yosemite, yet she had service because she was able to text that, right? Also, if it's your mother, usually you're going, hey, mom, sorry, there's no service here in Yosemite, but I'm going to hit you up as soon as I find service, okay? Love you. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that how it goes? In my personal opinion, it's not no service in Yosemite. That sounds like a dude, in my personal opinion. Sorry. That sounds like a dude that's got 3 jobs. You feel me? Like, no service in Yosemite. Moving on. That's just me. If that's your mama, there's a little bit more explanation going on. Oh, I'm okay, mom. I love you. There's no service here in Yosemite. I'll talk to you as soon as I get better service. Hugs and kisses. Or something like that. Because clearly I'm not a female. But you see what I'm saying, right? Seems a little strange. Whoa, oh no. I didn't mean to do all that. I lost it. Hold up. Damn. Hold on,
New
guys.
chicken nuggets, everyday value.
Sounds fabulous. Now I'm hungry. Not for Arby's, though.
So let's say you
Oh, come on. Hold on, guys. Okay. Boom. Sorry, guys. I just totally lost that.
Allison in the Facebook Live comment section. And this development,
there we go,
that I know personally that aren't usually plugged into the day-to-day news cycle, if you will, and that know about this story. So Brian Laundrie's face is everywhere. Gabby Petito's face is everywhere.
Facts.
People are looking for Gabby, and now they're certainly looking for Brian Laundrie here. Let's get to some of the questions here in the
That's
Facebook
so
Live
crazy.
comment section and on Twitter, in the replies section on Twitter, as well as on YouTube Live to our YouTube audience. You guys are the hardest because your comments are scrolling through so fast. It's hard to spotlight your comments, but we're going to do our very best here to answer questions and continue to have a conversation here for you. But let me make this perfectly clear for our audience here joining us. You have access to a lot of feeds. If I could swivel my camera around, I would show you.
Okay, so we already know what's going down. This is what's going down. Obviously, she gone. She ain't here. She's disappeared. Obviously, Brian is now in hiding, or he's on the run. He's clearly on the run. Clearly, he has something to do with the disappearance, maybe the possible death or murder of this young woman. It is clear as day that this is what's going on. Come on, y'all. Let's keep it straight funky. All right? You can't sit here, drive all the way back home with the car that was registered in her name without the person in the car, without the person that you left with, and suddenly go, I can't say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Sorry. Not going to say anything. Peace out. It doesn't make sense to me. I got another $5 super chat. Let me pull this up real quick. I got another $5 super chat. Let me get that real quick. Lady Justice, I'm going to jump on this main screen here. Lady Justice, thank you so much for $5 super chat. I sent the same message to my mom when I was in Yosemite in June, so I can see that being a message. Sure. I mean, yeah, I get it. But I feel like with somebody who has a rhythm, all right, has a habit of consistently talking to the family every single day, that's consistently talking to her mother every single day, always in contact with her mother in some sort of way, it is strange. Because like I said, she ain't juggling 7 different jobs. She out here living off the fat of the land and living in a van. No offense to anybody who wants to do that. Do you, boo-boo? I heard it's lit as hell, as long as you are safe. But at the same time, she sent her a text that was just very strange. Out of nowhere, just suddenly, boom, it just doesn't exist. It's short as hell, which is not something that she does very often. Or at all. So it seems a little strange for her to come out and just be like, yo, no service in Yosemite. Seems a little strange, in my personal opinion. If I was a mother or if I was a parent, all right, and I had my child go disappear out of nowhere, and the last text message that I received from my child that is missing is that, I'd be reading into it as well. I'd go, wait, but see, that one doesn't make any sense. That line, see all these other ones? She has a habit of giving me like Moby Dick text messages that are as long as my arm kind of thing. And then out of nowhere, she says, no service in Yosemite. Like that seems a little strange. Hey, honey, want to make sure you're okay. Just checking in on you. How you living? How's everything out there? No service in Yosemite. What? Doesn't make any sense. Now, does it? To me, it doesn't make sense. Seems out of character. So, Team Money just said, his dating life is shot for sure. Oh, no doubt, baby. Oh, no doubt. Okay. Okay. I live with my mama and I send that text. I see her every day. When I'm away, I send a brief message when I can't give detail. I understand. And I agree. I see that. I can see that working. I can see that happening with, like, say, you, Lady Justice. But when you are a young woman and you're, I'm sure, in real, like, maybe there's a different type of communication. Everyone's way of communication is different, right? Maybe their communication was like she always calls them every night before they go to bed, type of thing. Or there's always a text message of some sort that's a little bit more detailed and a little bit more lengthy. You see what I'm saying? Like, I understand that some people's way of texting is different than others. But this one, like I said, if I was the parent and this was going down and out of nowhere, she's gone missing and this is the last text message I got from her, I would feel some type of way. I would read into it like crazy. And I would say, where's her cell phone? Her cell phone isn't around. I said this the other day, and I'll say it again. Triangulate that ish. Where was the last time that her phone was used? Triangulate the phone somehow. If the phone is still working, right? Or if the phone is still on, you can at least do those things. CSI this ish, right? I mean, I know I'm not a cop. I'm not in the CIA or the FBI or any of that sort. But I would think instantly there's got to be a way around this to find out where that last text message was sent so that you can send your team out there, whoever, to search and see if you can find a body, period. But it doesn't make sense. She's out there in Yosemite. He drives, and where he was, I don't know if the news was entirely right, but they said 60 hours for him to get from point A to point B, which is back home in Florida. It would take him 60 hours. I've heard 48, maybe 48 plus hours. Let's just be generous to get across country. And that's if you just on nothing but speedballs, Red Bull, Monster drinks, and a whole lot of cocaine and not sleeping. And that means you have like the best gas mileage in the history of gas mileage. So you're going all the way over there. He had a few days. It took him some time to get there. Pumpkin Escobar said, Pascal, that's what I've been saying. Last place that the phone pinged. I totally think that that's the situation here. This could have easily been remedied if they were just CSI in this ish or FBI or CIA in this, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Kyle Lynch said cell towers don't work that way. Well, maybe you're right. I mean, you're probably right, right? But there's got to be a way of doing something so that they can find out where she is or where she was when she sent that text. Because that text could have been sent in Florida with Brian. Because he could possibly have possession of her phone, which is a very good possibility. Just saying. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. So let me throw out my theories here. There's a couple theories I got. Okay. I'm gonna exercise all the theories. All right. One, let's go for the straight first one. The number one thing that we all think. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie had another epic fight, had another heated argument that turned into an epic fight. This time, nobody was around. She swung, he pushed back, she tripped, and she fell to her death. That's the biggest theory I have in my head. Theory number two, it was a crime of passion. He got upset. She came at him. He got upset. The rage was boiling in him. And it turned into a full-on cold-blooded murder. And he just maybe buried the body or he did something, right? There's that one. Theory number three is that, hey, so yes, so dope. He snapped. That's my theory. He snapped. He just straight up snapped on her. All right. Theory number three. She wanted, because let's think about this really quick. Okay. Now just ride with me on this, y'all. And I know this may sound a little crazy. All right. But just please ride with me on this. All right. Now, what's the whole purpose of living in a van? Think about it for a second. Think about it. Living in a van, traveling the country, living in a van. That's like a modified van. Like if you watch their one and only YouTube video, Like they pimp that bad boy out. Real talk. It is a really nice ride. They put some money into this thing. Now, aside, hey lady, 747 said homelessness. One of the reasons why of going and doing that is cutting yourself off from the rest of the world. Obviously seeking some adventure and all that, but number one is to get away from the confines and the restrictions of society. Being able to enjoy the wilderness, being cut off from the rest of the world. So here's another theory I've had. And like I said, this is far-fetched, okay? This is extremely far-fetched. But just ride with me on this, all right? What if, yes, they were having fights and all that stuff, sure. But what if she wanted to disappear? What if she really just wanted to disappear? No death, no mierda, no muerte, nothing. She just wanted to disappear. Because she's just tired of life and how life is and all that stuff. She just wants to disappear. What if the whole plan was for them to both disappear? Now, this is a conspiracy theory. I'm sorry, y'all. It is a conspiracy theory like a mother lover, okay? But ride with me on this. What if she said, I just want to be cut off. I want to cut myself free. I just want to be free. I'm so tired of the blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, I feel you, babe. I'm with you 100%, babe. So he just randomly leaves her somewhere so that she can disappear. But he wants to disappear with her. It's conspiracy theory time. Like I said, conspiracy theory time. But what if? Sidecar Tommy said, join just in time, LOL. Facts. Like I said, I know this is crazy thought. This is crazy theories. I don't think she's here with us. I think she is dead. I really do think that. But I'm just entertaining these ideas. So let's just say that, yeah, they got a passionate relationship, right? But they, for some odd reason, really want to be together because, I don't know, hurt people, like misery loves company, right? And sometimes the toxicity, some people just are addicted to that toxicity, real talk. And that's why they stay in toxic relationships, right? So what if he was like, I'm willing to do that for you, babe. I'm letting you go and do your thing, babe, but I'm coming back. I'll be coming back. Let's just say. So then you go, drop off the car or something like that. I don't know. But then everything goes sideways. Everything goes sideways. Because now the family's involved. His whole plan was to maybe go drop off the car so that they can go disappear. Maybe. And okay. In that weird, random type of way. Hold on. Okay, we're back. In some weird, random type of way, right? Like in some weird romantic pursuit of like living off the fat of the land and all that crap and not having to deal with anything, yada, yada, yada. Like I said, this is just a theory. So then maybe the parents, and thank you, Sidecar Tommy. I appreciate it. I froze for a second. The internet just kind of dropped out for a second. But then maybe the parents, like I said, I'm just dressing up this conspiracy theory for you guys. Like this is some romantic movie, right? But then Brian goes home and he's like, I don't want to say anything because she wants to be left alone. And I'm going to go join her. Let's just say. Brian Laundrie is going, hey, Brian Laundrie's parents are like, you know what? I understand. Or maybe not. Maybe they were just like, son, you got to speak out. You got to speak on this. And then all of a sudden, they open up his bedroom door and he gone like a ghost, like a thief in the night, just gone. Right? Like I said, theories, conspiracy theory like a mug. Okay. But we do have to talk about this other thing, which we are going to talk about this right now. Information Man, thank you so much for the $4 super chat. He said the Pascal Show must respect to you and chat. Thank you so much, Information Man. I appreciate it. Okay, we got to go into this thing. Now, the other part of this is that I find very, very strange is this. Why in the F aren't the parents being brought in? The Laundrie family parents, the parents of Brian Laundrie, why are they not being brought in for questioning? Why are they not being interrogated like a mother lover right now? Because let's be real. How often do you see family members let their children run? They said, oh, he's been gone since Tuesday. Like that ain't a problem? Stuff like this does not make no damn sense. Okay. No damn sense, y'all. So the parents are in on this now. They should be brought in just for, now they could be an accomplice. Right? Some sort of tampering of some sort. And yet they're still cozy in their homes right now, while their son is out on the lam. Don't make any sense. So here it is, guys. I'm opening up the video chat. I said my piece. I know I've said some crazy theories, but there are some other theories that do make sense in there. I had to throw out the weird conspiracy theory, right? But here it is. Let's go straight down to, let's boil it all the way down to brass tacks, okay? This woman is no longer on this planet. Her body is probably buried somewhere or at the bottom of some mountainous terrain, and they just haven't found her yet. He most definitely has something to do with it, 110%. If not, if he didn't do it by his own hand, he had something to do with her not being here anymore. Period. So, the video chat line is now officially up, and now it's stuck. Get it? No? Okay. I'm going to keep moving. But anyway, the link is up above. Would love to have you guys come on and have a quick speak on it segment on this stuff. This is what's going on, y'all. Brian Laundrie is now gone. He's out on the lam. They said he missing. He ain't missing. He gone. He ran. God knows how far he's gotten so far because it has been 3 days. Let's keep it straight funky. I wonder where the car is, too. The van, the actual van. I mean, obviously, he's not going to take the car, the van. He ain't that stupid. They could track that in 2 seconds, T-minus 3 seconds. So clearly, he had somebody help him out to escape. But he's been gone for 3 days, y'all. More than 3 days now. 3 days and counting. There's a lot of ground you can cover in 3 days if you really have a plan. If you have a proper plan put together, there's a lot you can do. So, the lines are open. Love to hear your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on all this developing information? I know in a little bit, or right now as we speak, there's a rally about the things that happen on the 6th that's popping off. If anything pops off, I'll be most likely covering that later on, if not tomorrow morning. But if there's something that pops off, because they say it's going to stay peaceful. But for right now, I'm keeping my tabs on that one, too, because some things might be popping off with that for real, for real. But would love to hear your thoughts on this. You know, jump on the line. click that that button, that link, hop on and let's talk. You know what I mean? Let's speak on it. But those are my theories so far. I think that Brian did a very, very bad thing. And of course, there was another murder that happened with two women, a married couple in that same area. But in my personal opinion, I don't think that there's any connection. I don't think that there's any connection unless there really is. But like I said, I feel like it would be a stretch for that. I just think it happens to be. I think it's going to be like I said, it's a stretch, y'all. It's a bloody stretch. If there's a serial killer that we don't know about, then that could be it too. But like I said, why would he not speak about it then? If he literally just dropped her off and there was a fight and he just left her with her car in the middle of nowhere, which is a terrible move. Like the worst thing you could ever do to any human being is just leave that person behind. But if you did leave that person behind, you would sit there and go, hey, I dropped her off in the corner of such and such. We'll talk. I left her at this gas station, this BP gas station on Route 77, whatever the hell the numbers are. You'll be doing everything you can to prove your innocence immediately. But no, people out here acting a damn fool. We got Fabio in the house. What's up, Fabio?
Hi, how are you?
Man, I'm good, man. Where you calling in from?
I'm coming from Washington State.
Word. What are your thoughts on this, man? Speak on it.
Man, I don't think it's a crime yet. That's why the FBI can't do anything about it, but, God bless her soul. I don't think she's alive.
No. I most definitely think that she is no longer with us, y'all. That's just my theory. Obviously, there are some far-fetched ideas out there to say that she, like I exercise some of those conspiracy theories, which there could be some. She could still very well be alive, but from my understanding, I mean, she ain't here no more, man. She ain't here, and he definitely has something to do with it. If you running like this, you guilty. I don't care anymore. Real talk, you guilty. But that's a good theory right there, Fabio. Can you hear me? Hello? I think I lost him. But yes, that is like I said, this whole thing, how it's all unfolding, just keeps pointing at him as guilty. He's literally exposing himself. He's admitting guilt by running off. That's absolutely an admission of guilt. Now, there's the other idea that maybe something happened, right? Some vicious, violent human being got them. Somehow he was able to get away from it, right? And he was sworn to secrecy. And it said, if you speak, you die. Maybe that's a possibility as well. I don't know. It just, to me, seems so weird. Man's redemption, maybe. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, since women have become entitled feminists, this coming from a millionaire, I have little empathy. But if the father can find him, he can do whatever. Since women have become entitled feminists. Interesting. I don't know about that first part. I don't know what it has to do with her missing, but I would say the last part for sure. Let me throw that thing back up here. The father, I mean, yes. If the father was to find him, yes, I would literally step back and go, you know what? You do what you need to do, bruh. Just do what you need to do, man. Do what you need to do. I'm gonna look away I'm gonna look this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, put me in a room If I was the father, put me in a room with him. Put me in a cement room. Period. And just let me do my thing. You turn away. Turn away, homie. Just turn away. Let me do what I need to do for 15 minutes. And I'll get him to speak. Trust. Like I said, try Jesus. Do not try me. Because I will throw hands. I'm dead ass. If that was my child, woo. Exactly. He was saying what I was saying is that I can offer my ability to walk away as he takes him out. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take him out. I would want to know where my child is first. You feel me? And then, like, see what I'm saying? I ain't about that kind of thing. I ain't about taking somebody's life. I'd have to be enraged. There had to be some sort of something going on. But at the same time, I would want to know where she is first. I would want to know the story first. And sometimes, let's just be real, taking somebody's life like that is easier for them than for them to live a life of ridicule, a life of regret. So what's more torturous? Letting them live? Like letting them live their mistake? Or taking them from this planet? In my personal opinion, let them live through the ridicule and the regret. I feel like that's the best torture in the world, in my personal opinion. Because every day they're going to have to think about that. Every day they're going to be ridiculed. Somebody said earlier, he ain't going to be going on any dates anytime soon. Shoot. Facts. So, to me, sometimes the easiest route out isn't the best one, in my personal opinion. But the lines are open. Click on that link. I got a little bit more time to chop it up with you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your theories, your concerns, your conspiracy theories. I'm cool with those too. I'm not sitting here saying that we can't talk about these conspiracy theories. I already did my conspiracy theory. I thought maybe, it is a left turn. It is very romantic in a weird, messed up way. Romantic for a toxic relationship, which clearly is not the case. I don't think that is the case. But hey, everyone has their conspiracy theories. I've seen so many different photos and things of people saying, "Oh, her dead body's right over here in the back of this particular selfie that they were taking in Yosemite, blah blah blah," because this girl's wearing the same outfit as she, or the girl that's body. There's a body of somebody on the ground that she's wearing the same outfit as Gabby in another Instagram photo, so on and so forth. Like, everybody's going down this very, very deep, dark rabbit hole trying to find where she is. And hey, I commend everybody for coming out and talking about this stuff. But real talk, some of them are far-fetched. Some of these theories are far-fetched. Like my theory about her wanting to just disappear and him wanting to go and join her to disappear somewhere. Far-fetched, super far-fetched stuff. Here it is. The only thing is that I would look at is, if she really wanted to live off the fat of the land and disappear, then why would she be chronicling her whole all of her trips, everything? Even in that video, that body cam video that we saw, she's wearing something that she's not wearing traveling clothes. She ain't like in some jogging pants and a big ass oversized hoodie. She's wearing a nice outfit because she's clearly going to go and take a photo for the gram or do a video for their YouTube channel. You see what I'm saying? So she clearly isn't trying to disappear. Like I said, this man killed her. This man killed her. Real talk. This man killed her. Nobody wants to jump on and talk. This is surprising. You know, just Fabio. Only Fabio? Damn, I'm impressed. Nobody wants to talk today. That's a new one. That is a new one. Yeah. Lady Justice. She definitely was not dressed just regular, like she was ready to go hiking. No, she was trying to look cute. She was trying to do it for the gram, baby. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to be cute. And she's wearing that, you know, some trendy, you know, or maybe she was doing it for a TikTok or whatever. She was ready to do something. She was trying to look cute for the camera so that she can do, you know, take some photos and stuff. Maybe they did take some photos. I don't know already, you know, but clearly the relationship, it was very, very extremely toxic. And some of these people need to chill out. Now, here's one thing. I need to find this. I need a second to find it because there was a TikTok. A TikToker did claim to have run into or pick up Brian Laundrie while he was hitchhiking. I don't know why he was hitchhiking, but there are some videos. I don't know how much I believe this, to be really honest. In my personal
name is
opinion.
Miranda Baker.
Hold on, guys. Sorry.
And on August 29th.
Shut up. Hold up, girl. I got you. Hold up. Damn. Now, of course, there are people out here that are wondering if this is even real or not. I think it could be real. But we're going to take a look at this.
My boyfriend and I picked up Brian at Grand Teton National Park at 5:30 at night at Coulter Bay. I'm hoping this can help someone identify him because I saw him from TikTok, which then made me call the authorities. And my boyfriend and I have been in contact with a bunch of different people to help piece together different parts of this case. But we picked him up at Coulter Bay, like I said, at 5:30. He approached us asking us for a ride because he needed to go to Jackson, which we were going to Jackson that night. So I said, hop in. He hops in the back of my Jeep. We then, proceeded to make small talk. But before he came in the car, he offered to pay us like $200 to give him a ride, like 10 miles. So that was kind of weird. He then told us he's been camping for multiple days without his fiance. He did say he had a fiance and that she was working on their social media page back at their van. Then once, in conversation, I brought up, we're going to Jackson. He freaked out. He's like, nope, I need to get out right now. Pull over. So we pulled over at the Jackson Dam, which I don't know if you know Teton Park, but it's not very far from Coulter Bay. And if this does reach people, I can post pictures of exactly where we were. We picked him up and the whole route or whatever, and screenshots of the timestamps. We dropped him off at 6:09 p.m. on August 29th. He kind of hurried out of the car, and then he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go find someone else to hitchhike. And we're like, okay. It was a weird situation. So when we picked him up, he was wearing a backpack. He had a long sleeve pants, hiking boots, and he had scruff. But he didn't look dirty. For someone who was camping for multiple days, he didn't look dirty. He didn't.
Hold on real. See, this is the piece that I'm confused about too, because she said in the very beginning on the 29th, he was hitchhiking. So my only theory is that maybe he went to go maybe get something, or maybe he went to drop something. Oh, I don't know. But it was the 29th. Apparently the last time, if I'm correct, like I said, maybe the time my timeline is wrong, but the last time that the family spoke to Gabby was on the 25th. So there was 4 days where he was hitchhiking. You see what I'm saying? It something does not make sense to me, unless he was hitchhiking around. I would wonder why he was hitchhiking around like that. Yet he still ended up driving the car back to Florida. That's at least what the reports have been saying. So why was he hitchhiking? Does that make sense, y'all? That doesn't make any bloody sense. Hitchhiking. But we're going to continue this.
And smell dirty. So that part was kind of weird. And I'm just really hoping that they find her. And this helps someone like remember seeing him or, you know, something like that.
Okay. So there's this piece. Okay. There's this piece. All right. Which doesn't make any bloody sense to me at all. Now, one thing I want to point out real quick is that there is another video that this woman did. So I want to pull that up as well, because I think that that is the only fair thing to do. Because of course, a lot of us are sitting here going, man, is she capping? This girl capping. I think she capping. But part of me goes, maybe she thought that this guy looked like a particular person that she picked up looked like Brian Laundrie. Maybe. That could be it. There's a lot of people who look like people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real, right? Some people say I look like Tyler Perry's doppelganger. I'm just saying it's possible. You could trust me. I've had that happen to me before. That's a long ass story, and I'll tell it another time. But I have been stopped taking photos of because people actually thought I literally was Tyler Perry. It is a hilarious story. I'll tell you some other time. But real talk, maybe she picked up a guy that kind of looked like him. That's a possibility, right? But hold on. I want to show this video real quick. And then, of course, I see Breon is on here. I do have something else I want to pull up really quick, and then I will bring on Lady Justice here in a second. I just want to share this quick video of her saying that she was helping talking to the FBI, y'all. Straight up. Let's take a look.
Reiterate again, everything I am telling you guys, I've already told the FBI, I've told the detectives, I am actively in contact with these people who are on the case. So everything I have told you, they do know. I'm just putting this out here because I want to reach people who have maybe like seen him that day or have been in contact with him before after my boyfriend were in contact with him. So this is when we picked him up. The exact time is 5:44. This is to my mom. We picked up a hitchhiker. She's obviously not very happy with me, and I now understand. So some common questions are, did he have a phone? No, he did not have a phone. My boyfriend and I did not see him pull out a phone at all during this time. Another thing is when he freaked out about Jackson. He has to go to Jackson. During the time I said we're going to Jackson Hole. Once I said Jackson Hole, he became agitated. He seemed like he needs to get out. He was kind of antsy, and that's when things got weird. But that's when we pulled over and he.
Okay, so here it is real quick, okay? Here's another theory. She could have, or he could have, gotten antsy because they were driving in a completely different direction than where he wanted to go. Maybe that was the only reason why he was just like, no, I don't want to be in this car. Let's go. Like, let me out. Like, if you're going, hey, I'm trying to go to this particular location, and they're going, oh, no, we're going to Jackson Hole. What are you going to do? You're not going to sit there and stay in the car and go, yeah, just driving to Jackson Hole. It's a completely different direction to where I need to go. No, not at all. So that's a possibility too. I'm sorry. I'm playing those ideas or those possibilities out because, like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, is this girl capping or is she not? Is she doing this just to get some views on her TikTok page and all that, or go viral to say that she did this stuff? But she shows the receipts. She shows the receipts of her actually picking up a hitchhiker that looks a lot like Brian. Now, a lot of people look a lot alike. He's a skinny, scruffy dude that's been backpacking and is hitchhiking. That could have been anybody. That could have been anybody. I'm not going to sit here and say that she ain't telling the truth. She just may have the person wrong. Like I said, there's a lot of skinny, bald white guys out there hitchhiking out here in the wilderness streets. Real talk. I got Breon. Hey, Breon, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing on this lovely Saturday?
I'm good, just chilling. Day before my birthday, so I'm all happy.
Yes, tomorrow is your birthday. So happiest of birthdays. I hope you have a wonderful one.
Thank
What's
you.
up?
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. You're very, very welcome. In fact, because I just want to hold up. Do you have Cash App?
Yes, I do.
What is your Cash App? Let me double check.
I don't need a Cash App. I'm
You
good.
know?
No, how
It's
about we
your birthday, though.
how about
It's
we
your
give it
birthday,
to someone who really needs it?
Okay. That works for me too.
Like maybe donate it to, are they still doing cleanup in Haiti? Like I say, let's donate to a good cause.
That sounds good. I'd have to look it up, but if I come back on tomorrow, then I'll do that. I'll do that then. For sure. Okay. So real quick, let's jump into this. What are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Well, I actually had a couple questions, but I will stick with the videos that you're showing now. I can't recall if that's the full video, but I did see that video and some commentary on it. And one thing I've noticed about her video, the TikToker, is that her story's pretty consistent. You know, her eye contact.
Hi, my name is Miranda Baker.
Sorry.
Her eye movement seem pretty consistent as far as like body language, like from her recalling information to her like stopping to reflect to like the curiosity, like something seemed off. And perhaps maybe, you know, she does have the wrong person. And perhaps when she saw who Brian was, she was like, oh my gosh, this is the guy who was in my vehicle. And I have to just tell someone. I mean, I feel like it's better for the FBI, the authorities to check it out than for this to just go just undetected and no one approaches the situation. Because if I'm not mistaken, I feel like the commentary I heard to this, or if there was a different, I know she did the other video, is that she mentioned that he was going back to the van where his girlfriend was making posts for social media. So there's still consistencies of why he would have been away. And given the volatile nature of their relationship and the interview that Gabby's best friend did about their relationship, her fighting a lot and having to come over to her place a lot. So it did seem like they do kind of fight and then separate. So is it possible that maybe they fought and then separated to cool off for a bit of time, and then he was hitchhiking to make his way back? Or was he hitchhiking from where he had did something that he should not have done? I mean, I don't know, but I really would like to know more on what the FBI determines from this woman's story.
Yeah, because real quick, because here's the thing. I'm just gonna show this woman's TikTok page, okay? Because I think that these kind of moments make me wonder, and I don't mean to be the skeptic, but I have to be just a tiny bit. But I want to point something out here really quick. So this is her TikTok page. This is Miranda Baker. Now she only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos, and let me tell you something. Her first video was 6.3 million views when she talked about this whole thing with Brian Laundrie. I want to point that out. Then the next one was almost 2 million views. Then another one is 1.3. Another one is another one's 1.3 million. Then it drops down a little bit. But here it is, though. She is still talking about this ish over and over and over again. These are the only videos that are on her TikTok. And now she has 166.5K. That means 1,000 followers, so over 160,000 followers from just these videos alone. Okay. I want to make that abundantly clear. So some people might look at this and go, you know, is she clout chasing? Is this real, or is she clout chasing? Some skeptics are going to look at this and go, that's strange. What she's doing right here is a little strange. And she's still talking about it, like I said, and gaining more and more followers. Somebody who's skeptic is going to sit here and go, she capping. Now she's showing her receipts. And yes, you're right, Lady Justice, Breon. You're right. Her story stays consistent. She has receipts. She's showing all this stuff. But it's like, just do one video and call it a day. But she's doing several other ones. Is that to keep on scooping the followers so she can scoop a bag? Or no?
It's possible, but I mean, I would even wonder what the internet detectives have discovered. Like, does she have other social media pages that where she is doing things, where she is trying to build a reputation? If not, maybe she just genuinely cares about this issue, and maybe she feels some kind of way
I understand.
about.
And there could be a thing of her trying to prove herself, like to prove that this is a true story, that she has to keep coming on because so many people are asking so many different questions. And you got her first video is 6.3 million views. The second one is almost 2 million views. I mean, she's got 4 videos that are past 1 million views. Let's just say that, right? So I mean, you're looking at this and it's like, okay, she's going, no. I have proof, guys. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to still keep talking about this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. This is the truth. This is the truth. Here are the receipts, over and over and over again. I get that. But that could have been done in those first 4 videos. Say that again.
I said sometimes that's how innocent people work. And then if she feels stress or guilt about having picked up this person that she feels 100% certain is Brian, like maybe she really wants people to pay attention and really go look for Gabby. I don't really know, but I'm just saying that I can understand the angst that a person would feel and why they keep putting out videos saying the same thing. Like, I need you to hear this. Like, I need you to get this through your head. Like, here are the receipts. Like, this is where we last saw him. Here are the dates. Like, maybe y'all need to go searching in this area. I don't know necessarily if that is the case. I'm just saying I could see that being the case, and her insistence upon stressing this to people so that they can turn their direction to search parties.
And she could very well be putting in her information and all that, and saying that so that she can give people the information that they need and all that. But to me, I keep thinking this could very well be just the very beginning when she did the first video. I'm sure she's telling the truth. She's telling her version of what she saw. I don't think she's capping on that. But when you start to add more and more and more and more and more and more, recanting over and over again what you've already did in the videos before, to me it seems like you're just trying to add more views, get more people, get more followers. It's not for the safety and to get the information of this missing person situation and possible murder case of this young woman. It is, I'm going to keep doing these because I'm getting views, I'm getting followers. Oh my gosh, this thing's blowing up. You see what I'm saying? It turns into, I did this at first out of the kindness of my heart because this is information that I feel like people should know. I just want to keep getting those views up. That's just how I see it. And that's me being a skeptic. I think 3 videos of you explaining, showing maps and all that stuff of where you dropped them off and where you picked them up and dropped them off and all that stuff is good enough. Call it a day. You said you're talking to the FBI, so then cooperate and help out the FBI in getting your story straight and getting this justice that is needed in this situation. Don't keep making more TikTok videos over this crap. You did your thing. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think it's a good look. That's just me.
No, I feel you. Like, I understand. I completely understand.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what a lot of people do nowadays when they are part of something that is tragic or part of something that is, some salacious story or whatever. At first they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart, or they're doing it because they want to seek justice. But then the numbers come in, the views come in, and then they lose sight of what their initial goal was.
Right.
You know, the goal seems to change. You know, they move the goalpost. You know, they start moving the goalpost, and it's like, well, what's the purpose now? You know,
Right.
so that's just what I think on that. But in regards to the Gabby Petito thing, what's your theory? What's your theory on this? Where do you think? What do you think happened? What's going on? Do you think he's guilty? Do you think he did it? What's your thoughts?
Honestly, I don't know. What I feel like is something happened. We all know something happened. And like you, I feel like she most likely is no longer with us. I think that that's a strong possibility. How that went down, I don't know. You know, was he upset with her and then he flew off the deep end? You know, was she fighting with him? And then, it's like Elroy, so was it Leonard Roy on your show had said, she pulled that Scarlett O'Hara swung and then fell off the cliffside or whatever it was, his analogy.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Girl, keep your hands to yourself. That should be a shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
And so I'm not exactly sure on the details because we don't really have enough. We don't even have Brian's recollection of events, which kind of leads me to the question, having watched the coverage that you did, was it Wednesday, the other day about this, I am curious now, when you talked about him being abused and all of that, what are your views now? Are your views shifting on that? Does he look more manipulative than actually abused? I was just kind of curious now how your thoughts have evolved from seeing that video and her admitting that she, went after him, lunged at him, touched the steering wheel. She owned all of that. So obviously we know she initiated. Witnesses had reported at some point that they saw her going after him or lunging at him, and he was trying to keep her off of him. So we know in that situation, she was the aggressor. There's no denying that. But I'm just curious because they also say that, people who abuse can sometimes be the manipulators, right? They're charming. They can be sociopathic. So what are your thoughts now?
I think that he's an amazing actor.
Okay.
And I think he was conning his way around it. This is the reason. Okay. And this is what I said in the video too, in the live when we were watching that body cam footage. I also said the reason why he is not throwing her entirely under the bridge or under the bus is because he has his hands on her too. He has a history of violence with her as well. That's why he was kind of like, oh, she's just mad. It's just a thing. Because clearly they have a history of violence towards each other. They put hands on each other. That's what I think.
Right.
And of course, right when they got pulled over, his demeanor, I'm assuming, completely changed. He was all smiles and going, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, police, officer such and such. I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hit the curve. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry." And he was just smiling the entire time. The entire time that he was talking, I'm like, bruh is trying to finesse his way out of this by just playing the good guy role right now. When clearly when they're in the car, I mean, they were putting hands on each other. That's it. Now, maybe in this particular situation, he was just driving the car and she was putting hands on him and he was just protecting himself. That's why she admitted full guilt, right? She went all in and said, well, not really. At first she was like, no, I didn't touch the steering wheel. And no, I did touch the steering wheel. It's like, wait, what are you talking about? So, I mean, at first she was trying to finesse her way out of it as well. But the cops were helping her too. You know what I'm saying? So with this, clearly, because there is a history of violence between both of them, I don't think he is a battered boyfriend. I think he is somebody who is just taking a few licks in his face, has done it multiple times, and has done it to her as well. And maybe it's not as apparent or not as intense, but it is there and it's very prominent. They have a very abusive, toxic relationship. And man, I wish those cops had made a better choice, arrested her for what she did, and called it a day, because she could still very well be alive right now. Here's the other theory I have in my head now, since we just talked about this. And there is another piece of information here that I need to bring up here in a second. But one thing here's another theory. that maybe she got mad because when they talked afterwards, when they got together, what if the argument sprouted from this situation with the popo? What if they got pulled over? He basically acted like the innocent. She got the brunt of everything. But then after they got back together, she got mad and said, F you, Brian. You know, you should have said something too. You put your hands on me as well. I admitted to everything. You made me look like a such and such. You're an ass, blah, blah, blah. What if that was the case? And he's like, but I didn't do anything. You were hitting me.
See,
what if?
I think it's a good what if. I don't know if you watched the interview with Gabby's best friend, but she did talk about she genuinely believed that both of them loved each other, but they had a history of toxicity with each other, and that in the past it was 7 months or something in their relationship, or a year, Gabby had spent the night over her place like 7 times because of disagreements or fights. And then she went on to give a recounting of a story where her and Gabby were supposed to go line dancing. Apparently Gabby lived like 30 minutes away from her or something. And on their way there, she realized she didn't have her ID. And the friend is saying that that Brian didn't want her to go anyway, and that caused a fight. But the way she told the story, it felt as if she might be suggesting that perhaps Brian had taken the ID to stop Gabby from going. She didn't say that. So let me be clear. She didn't say that. That is just me reading between the lines of what wasn't said and the way she hesitated and the way she told the story. That was just my perception. But I'm kind of I was very curious about the behaviors, and that's what got me questioning even more, like, well, who is Brian, and what kind of game was he playing with the police, and was there a game, and what more can this friend actually reveal about the nature of their relationship? Because that story alone, and a woman having to go spend the night 7 times at her best friend's place over the course of a year, that's a lot. I'd say 2 or 3 times the relationship should have been over for sure. But 7 times, and you keep going to your friend's house to need to spend the night, and we don't know for how many days, like, to me, that's a red flag.
Yeah, no, I agree on that. I think that there's a lot, because, I saw another story or another video where they talked about because, obviously when we talked about it, there was an altercation that happened before this whole thing. Remember, it was there was a fight outside of their car, outside of some place. I forgot. I think it was like outside of a bar, and he was trying to lock himself in the car to protect himself, basically. But then she was climbing through the window to try to like keep getting at him, type thing. Now there's more to that story, that he was putting his hands on her. He was shoving her in the face. He was doing all kinds of in the face. You see what I'm saying? Palm in face and shoving her away type stuff, like crazy stuff like that. If you are doing that, you are clearly in a toxic relationship, and you are clearly putting your hands on her too. In my personal opinion, that is what I call putting your hands on somebody. Like,
do you remember when he was talking to the cops? That's one thing I picked up in that video, was he first said I was kind of pushing and shoving her, and then the officer re-questioned him, and it was like he had to recalibrate his thoughts. Like, no, I was just trying to get her off of me because she was coming at me. So it's like his story slightly changed.
He was smart.
Yeah, when he was questioned. Yep. So I feel you on that.
He was being hella smart. He was being crafty. He was finessing. He was, throughout that entire thing, he was finessing and just saying everything with a big ass smile on his face, because he was sitting there going, hey, I'm the nice guy. I'm totally innocent here. I'm not doing anything bad. But there's obviously a history of violence between both of them. There's other reports of other fights that have happened between them where he has had his hands on her. Now, he's not punching or anything, swinging or anything, but he is shoving her away. He is but violently shoving her away. There is a part where there's an origin story of where the scratches came from. And it was a story literally where she was going after him. he shoved her away hard enough, but not hard enough, like not fast enough, where her nails caught the side of his face. That's why he has the scratches on his face, because she was coming at him hard and fast, and then he just shoved her really, really hard, but didn't shove her far enough because she was still able to catch him with her claws. Now, I mean, the thing is end of story is you shouldn't be putting your hands on each other, period. A man should never have to shove a woman away from them, period. But if you do, gentlemen, don't shove them in the face. I'm just gonna say that. You don't shove people in that's not the best sign of self-defense, and that's not what a gentleman does. I'm gonna be real. That's not what gentlemen do. If you do that, that means you are putting your hands on. You're most definitely putting your hands on your girl. I'm being real. That shows a toxic relationship. That shows a very, very violent and abusive relationship, and that's never good. But Breon, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you coming on and chopping it up with me about this.
Absolutely. You take care of yourself.
You too. Hey, happy birthday. Enjoy that birthday.
Thank
all right?
you. I certainly will.
Okay.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Well, guys, that is the show for today. I want to say a big thank you to everybody for coming on, chopping it up with me and all that. And I've said this before, and I'll say it. I said it just a second ago, and I'll say it again now. Treat everybody with love and kindness. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in a fight with somebody, I'm being real. Always leave peacefully. Leave like a gentleman. Leave like a lady. Leave like an adult. All right? We need to be better with each other. We need to be smarter and kinder to each other. I think Realize TV said it on the last show. Like, we need to find ways to be human again. You boil everything back down to the human aspect of things, because we are so special. Every single last one of us. And we all deserve a little bit of love, a whole lot of love and respect. And I'm telling you right now, any one of you that are in a relationship like this, let me tell you this. Number one, you are not alone. There's always someone you can talk to. But I'm telling you right now, if you are in a violent or abusive relationship, please leave. Please get out of it as quickly and as safely as you can. Think that you can't leave? Talk to somebody. Talk to a friend. There's plenty of other really good men and women out there that will treat you with the utmost amount of respect and love that you rightfully deserve. So every single last one of y'all that are dealing with this kind of stuff in real life, please find salvation within your friends. There is most definitely light at the end of this tunnel. I'm telling you, there is a silver lining. I'm telling you that. And I hate to say those cliche words, but that's true. Okay. And I feel like a lot of us feel like we're alone and we can't break free from these things. And we see a story like this that's happening right now, unfolding in front of us every day right now, minute by minute. And I feel like this story would have ended differently. This would have been a completely different story if this couple agreed to part ways and called it a day. Like I said, again, you are not alone out here, guys. And if you ever do feel like you are, you can always hit me up. And I'm light at the end of the tunnel. I'll show you you're not alone. All right? Anyway, it is time to get going, guys. I appreciate all y'all for being on today. What a great Saturday show. I know this was random, but we had to jump on and talk about this. You know that there's the crazy rally that's going on in D.C. right now. I'm keeping close tabs on that. If anything's popping off with that, I will most definitely hop on later, most likely tomorrow, and chop it up with you guys about that as well. So just be on the lookout for that, okay? And I'll be talking to you soon. And if you guys know of anything that's going on, please do me that favor. Go message me through Discord. You can message me through IG or TikTok. Or I'm not TikTok. I'm sorry, Twitter. Please follow me on those accounts, Instagram and on Twitter. That is the Pascal Show, one word. It'd be greatly appreciated. Okay, guys? But anyway, follow me on those platforms because that's where I get a lot of my stuff, a lot of my DMs and stuff as well. Okay? I love you guys. Stay safe out there. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.